Other than a bike, most new cyclists are going to need to buy a few bits and pieces to make their riding as comfortable and safe as possible. We're going to talk you through each bit of essential kit, and you'll find a shopping list in the video description. Starting at the head and working down, the first thing you're going to want is a helmet. There's a lively debate about how necessary head protection is for cyclists, but we're of the opinion that it's safer to wear one than to not, so we'd class them as essential. You'll want a helmet with plenty of ventilation, and go for a road bike specific model without a peak, as these will be optimised for the higher speeds that roadies tend to ride at. Usually there'll only be 2 or 3 highly adjustable sizes on offer, and you'll want the smallest one that you can comfortably fit into. Make sure there's not too much side-to-side play once you've adjusted for tightness, and try to find a model with no pressure points. Sunglasses are great for keeping the glare, wind and insects out of your eyes. We'd suggest inexpensive ones that you don't mind dropping on tarmac or shoving into a jersey pocket, but you'll also want a few lens options for different conditions. You might think Lycra is a dirty word, but there are good reasons most cyclists wear it. Chiefly when you're making repeated movements and working hard for hours at a time, it's much more comfortable than anything loose-fitting. Your legs and sensitive parts won't chafe, and your sweat will wick and evaporate almost instantly. If you're concerned about feeling self-conscious, that's totally normal. But once the wind is in your hair, you'll forget all about it. In the summer, you'll usually want to wear a short-sleeved jersey, which you can pair up with arm warmers and a wicking base layer on slightly cooler days. Again, go for something road bike specific with pockets at the back. If you'll be riding in the cold, then a long-sleeved and thicker jersey is a good option to have in your arsenal. If you're starting out in the spring or summer though, you'll be okay with just a short-sleeved jersey and arm warmers. Cycling shorts are also really important, and we suggest you opt for a pair with shoulder straps known as bibs. Crucially, cycling shorts are designed for use without underwear and include a padded area to help cushion your sit bones and other bits from the saddle. For winter riding, there's also a full-length option known as tights, but for 3 seasons of the year, you'll be fine with bib shorts and leg warmers. A rain jacket is a great investment too, and should be carried on all rides where there's any risk of rain. You'll want this to be cut low at the rear for coverage in a forward riding position, and light and packable enough to stow in a jersey pocket. Full finger gloves keep your hands warm on cold days when your hands sit right at the front of the bike doing mostly nothing, but you might want fingerless ones even on hot days to fend off blisters and help keep your grip when sweaty. They also help protect you in the unlikely event of a crash, but try not to think too much about that. Socks should be breathable and tight-fitting to avoid blisters, and are a peculiar roadie obsession. Don't be afraid to pick brightly coloured ones that appeal to your personality. In extremely cold and or wet conditions, you might also want some neoprene overshoes to be worn over your shoes and keep your feet warm wetsuit style. Speaking of which, if you'll be riding more than a few miles at a time, then we strongly recommend investing in clipless pedals and compatible shoes. Confusingly named, these let you clip your feet to the bike for more efficient circular pedal strokes and release with a simple twist of the heel. If you'll be using your bike mainly for commuting or urban riding, then you may want to consider mountain bike pedals and shoes instead of road ones. These usually offer more walking grip, and the cleat is less exposed to the ground, so they don't wear so fast. They're also slightly easier to clip into, which is helpful pulling away from traffic lights. The trade-off is that they're not quite as supportive of the foot when you're putting down the power. Okay, so that's your clothes dealt with, but you're also going to want to carry a few other essentials. You'll want a multi-tool for making adjustments and repairs. Make sure it has the right size and shape drivers for every bolt on your bike, as well as a chain splitter tool. A puncture repair kit with a spare inner tube, mini pump, tyre levers and patch kit. Don't be tempted to skip the tube and rely on the patches, because some punctures can't be fixed. In any case, most roadies replace their tube on the first puncture, but carry patches in case they get any more. The last thing you need to carry on your bike, literally bolted to it, is a couple of bottles with matching cages. Cycling is thirsty work, especially when you're new to it, so consider filling up with an electrolyte drink instead of pure water. Finally, one thing that you definitely need, but probably won't carry on rides, is a floor pump. Equipped with decently accurate gauges, these let you inflate your tyres to high specific pressures with very little effort. So that's it. I know it sounds like a lot, but that really is everything that you need to get set up for cycling. So happy shopping, and we'll see you on the roads.